segment of the seminar presentation on unit number 2 of PC3 Learning and Teachings. I find a lot of improvements with all the members who are involved in the arrangement of these seminar presentations, right? And some of the main purpose of this organizing these seminar is nothing but which will help you that how to present or how to prepare the PowerPoint presentations. I hope that many of you have learned the preparation of PowerPoint presentation and you need some additional information, additional skill also. If you like, we can discuss in terms of the script size, coloring, and then the word arrangements like justified views. I see some of the improvement required in terms of the PowerPoint presentations. This is digital works. In these digital works, we need the knowledge of these soft skills. Actually, and the second one is that you have learned the data collection also, how you collect data from different sources, and thereby you prepare the PowerPoint presentation. Most of your PowerPoint presentation is highly impressive, and then I hope that you will be. Most of you will pursue the M.Ed courses, and thereby most of you will become the teacher educator of the D.Ed and B.Ed colleges. As you have exploratory lectures, be able to be spoken. Okay, and then the next one is that writing the skills in a very systematic way. I find your presentation of material very, very systematic, and it is a very, very logical in nature. And I also find the skill of presentation also. You have a lot of skill of presentations throughout the seminar presentations. And the next one is that you have why I'm organizing this kind of seminar presentation. It's nothing but you improve inter and intra-personality development. I hope that you develop new friends, okay, and you learn something from your friend also, okay, in different aspects. And you not only that you improve yourself also. That is intra and inters, and then you are helping one to another. Yes, at the time of the preparation of the PowerPoints, some difficulty might be there. That there will be ego crisis might be there. Okay, even then you overcome those egos. And then the problem might be here. And what will be the second stage? Pre-operational stage the problem like by sense that functional sense that whether all the sense organs are functioning or not, whether my sense organs are able to collect data as far as visual, audio, nothing. I think the time I'm saying collect over yard, right now. Man, practice of Japanese. I think the young girl told me put your grade. I discourage the child will not improve his knowledge. I don't know what is one who come to town never. But the work you do not have Chow kind of mug, Ketokan to you, young Tatini, Boom, okay. So she must be, we need to be careful. We need to be careful. And yes, I will tell you as far as schema also. One of the trainees told us the schema. And one experiment that was conducted by Wessons. He was also friend of the Sigmund Freud. Wesson Kangiko. Wesson typed out some Google and Pangani. I'm not my worry saying, Masi combined to the my Masano Pamakakli. Go. Masano Pamakak combined to Yakan. My family is a okay to Gamlay. Go. I don't know what I say. Is pocket to me. Angang si chum study to you. My mamay pali, pali, my structure for observe to learn doing go. I do the corner Western Ganta to you. Masaki nang Piazeki, Masaki psychomotor development, Ladiana, I point at the compulsory peak of the facilities, Virganandu, Simber, Landra, and pre-operational, the Nasaki amount to quantity to canary dosing glass sales of Uganda. Sigin knowledge like this check of the Garo. maru di atune like tak padu maru na tiba opportunity chances to ko bi bata atuma into no western gi angang amak play bisi my friend no be chat pane baton to invitation party invitation to chat pane adai the western my si ko makut si samma ko bi rak pani adai the my family friends gi mayum se is the combine together rabbit yam le ram bane adai rabbit to yana ne u ka si my massage na so many dogs are there and had pane Western was really psychologically, the psychologist my young some problems are there. Okay, rabbit the man pocket to hire is dog and hire is Poor Mazes Kimado Latunico. At the man learned to knowledge apply to you. At the Carino had a problem, the problem that the problem that is Western. Rabbit to Yana who can see my massage. So many dogs are there and had a Western was really psychologically, the psychologist my young some problems are there. Okay, rabbit the man pocket to hire is dog and hire is Poor Mazes Kimado Latunico. At the man learned to knowledge apply to you. At the Carino had a problem, the problem that the problem that is Western. My young lady rabbit experiences behold the winner. My family is a regular tardy, rabbit, I come the beginning. At the mind of announcing is that I'm going to come with Jagayam lady. I see me, I say, Peter Matumba theory, Takana, practical Hobuya. I see you can shape in life. Then the section be coaches be soon as was half a bit and some hyper. I think me combined with any Venus mind or combined to Vincent, though we have to training behold the tardy, and school soccer can Manavan Sana to come to Lando. Chumilali, Chumigo, senior Western learned over this. At the mind of the Napiasi, the Suhaire, get over pre operational period, my psychological efferent may am to win. Todra, my candy, ma'am, Chamana number two, Sangu Lagati, classes, this story. Sumba TSN is very, very important. My level of thoughts, cried the lady gate. Masi pre operational, the essential motor, cried the lady, me amongst local say, Masi, Kanga, accordingly, when a taste of Vivasi, another come the bride to the other way. So this is very, very important that I learned from this, and then here I would like to raise one question that whether knowledge of a student is constructed by teacher or the student itself.
Student himself.
Avita the combined talk at the game. How can we teach?
Facilitator.
Avita the Kedotare project method, class work,
play with method.
Activities may have to be with problem may have to be with other problems in Ojana health or we are. We must have a talk to the class work or homework is a way to tutor to Zama Tamaga, all is really wrong. At the Maria Kedova, my partner Kalam died, Mako level. A rule like this is the partner that is announcing saying that Wakal Kalamba problem so to and say Dakar way, Natragati, Kedorimo, Adum,
support Amadum Palm.
Aduna. Kasai angang dugi knowledge se mana khali bo khalondo ojadu bi nate. Let's try to examine what kind of culture that we practice. I point to practice our cultures. Karam khali culture ro se masibun khangbo ma chame. Ko as hal manju yam ju uncle ju loi bi de ju bi takeri ko chakki do ye. Sile yam sathi re ise. Angang bangu ju ojadu ju thakaladi. So culture. So what is a good environment? Good environment. I hope that Vygotsky also mentioned the importance of good environment, and Piaget also told us what importance of good environment. Good environment is okay. I don't know. Good environment is a problem. Conducive learning environment we do in ko adi donation chal the family the higher kanda or school the higher kanda masagi ketuba bullying system toroba amaga masagi ketuba taki da hoya toba kara inga bo environment high char the family so dum later na ti music ko family say within the family the problem lay aduga another family so many hingonung the me sapum mari manga taruk tare ipan le ba yai Hai du sa hum yam jing to am tan musin na le mo. Kar environment. This is what we call kar environment. Adu environment do ngam tu learn to do kari no.
Bad behavior.
So if we are learning and then how? I mean, we see the combined with doing school life or the job job throughout the life, his life will be life of cracker. That is what incongruence or congruence or colors are maturity. Chumbra, Pane Patras Mona Papa Yaura, Badu Hanianto, Badu Loco, Badu Karakato, Ghana Badum Loro. Therefore, we need what? The knowledge of inter and intra, Gardner theory, inter and intra relationships in Massini and Maru, we say. Why the Maru di Kainokanda, Kari, intra. Intranico, I'm satisfied. It's all in a way, Brazilian Lubulaki problems they form. Now, all problems are originated from myself. And then somebody has told us that conditional love and unconditional love. Angang si kamay na luina gatigil. Angang tuna highly big raw.
Pure unconditional.
Sabar na highly yapadraw.
Yeah.
Nagpamu ay tungi kay. Sabar na highly yapadraw. We should. All problems are originated from myself. And then somebody has told us that conditional love and unconditional love. Angang si kamay na luina gatigil. Angang tuna highly big raw.
Pure unconditional.
Sabar na highly yapadraw.
Yeah.
Nagpamu ay tungi kay. Sabar na highly yapadraw. We should know the demerits and merits of the unconditional love or affection. Sineba unconditional si kahinjan masuya di. Lagi kita mani nungsi mana mangan bayar orang anggo. Anggo nungsi man bayar berlaku su overprotection usala ni. Adu itu na marau mereka anggo mangan lebih macam begini. Bawa ima di ain hai lagi. Yes, I love my mom, I love my father, but love tu na mangan itu di kau dia. This is very very powerful. A message given by the unconditional love. And what about the conditional? Unconditional, no one condition that hamle itardi. There will be no mutual understanding. There will be no trust. Deficient environment should be there. The condition the condition ga kadoba.
Unconditional balance.
I maintenance when I'm tam decision of a manchang. Simple lady over. Yaki Sukani told to Nang Madu Karama Karino, Nang Kari, and Mon Pitori, Nang Yapam say Piri, Nang Ayapama Kari Pitori. Why the map together and you condition. Both condition and unconditional. So any Mukta decision of Yaya. Otherwise, so unconditional is a relationship call, bitter relationship way call. Some higher kind of Masai Ketuba. Her long theory, attachment theory to that. I know how you know where mother and two segregate mothers. Upon awareness, Sabri, Abana, Ketuba, Dalap Sabri, Dalap Sabri, Maya, the Kuala Mama, Monkey, then when he is hungry, where mother milk labor, they did milk so from this we learned that the physical support and then mental support. Mental support, I mean, yes, you can do it. No, Mina, no, Pungama Paris, you I mean, no, Minini, no. High weakness, you can come be double level. I do not show a point of discouraged or the my one of them to Uma on to Udan Foundation, which will guide me, Mazado, Yapo.
Before that, he uses red light signal, and when the red excessively pressed his lever and the current was stopped. From this, the red learned that by pressing directly to the lever, the current stopped. Skinner also used this experiment on teasing about the discrimination learning and shaping of behavior. This is the Skinner box, specially designed to experiment on vision. This is a yellow light signal, green light signal, red light signal, and this is a dim is the big area and this is the food count. Whenever the green light and the yellow light is on, and the pigeon peak around the big area, there will be reinforcement, put as reinforcement. But when the red light is on, even though the pigeon peak at the big area, there will be no reinforcement. From this box, Skinner illustrated discrimination learning. Again, for setting the behavior of the pigeon, whenever the pigeon comes towards the direction of the digs, it gets reinforcement. But later on, until and unless the pigeon picks directly towards the digs, it doesn't give the reinforcement. So it saves the behavior of the pigeon in this way, intercepted behavior of the pigeon.
Be explaining first on the operant conditioning. When I say operant conditioning, operant means making a response, and conditioning is all about how you make your response, how to make a positive response. According to Skinner, through the causes, and there is further describe operant conditioning into two types. There is Olivia have previously mentioned that there are two types of conditioning. There are the S type and another one is the R type. Skinner focuses on the R type of his so-called operant conditioning is more focused on the R type of conditioning. When I say R type of conditioning, it is all about the reinforcement is co-related with the response. That after the consequences, the response will be made, the reinforcement will be made. So furthermore, there are two types of reinforcement. There is one is positive and another one is negative. The positive will be given as a reward. The reinforcement here will be as a reward. I'll give you an example. Next slide, please.
Devi, representing group number 2, and the topic that was assigned to our group was Skinner theory and its application in classroom. So I'll be giving a brief introduction of this. So next slide, please. So B.Ed Skinner, he was an American psychologist. He was born in the year 1904, and he was a behaviorist, and he contributed his life while explaining the behaviorist. Skinner started his work on behavior while he was a graduate in Harvard University in the year 1931. He wrote his thesis, that is the concept of the reflex in the description of behavior. He popularized the term, he popularized teaching machine, and also he was a practical psychologist. So he has done many experiments on rats and pigeons. His work on behavior was rooted in a view that the classical conditioning was far too simplistic to be a complete explanation of the complex human behavior. He believed that the best way to understand behavior is to look at the consequences. He called Skinner was famously known for his work, that is the behavior of organism and experimental analysis. The previous slide. He believed that the that behavior tends to die or extinct. In his theory, he gives two types of conditioning, the S type of conditioning and the R type of conditioning. In the S type of conditioning, this type of conditioning is related to stimulus, and the R type of conditioning is related to the response rather than the later part will be explained by my friend Olivia.
It contains lever. Here. This is the lever. This is the signal light. This is speaker. This is the foot pedal dispenser, and this is the stethoscope. Where is the electric current? At first, Skinner placed a hungry ray inside this box. At first, the ray moved around the box and accidentally pressed the lever here, and the foot from the a foot pellet was dropped at the display. From this, the race learned that quickly that by pressing directly to the lever, it gets foot pellet as a reinforcement, as a reward. This introduced reward to strengthen the behavior of the child.
It's a habit, but whether it rains or not doesn't matter. You always carry the umbrella, but when it rains, you take out your umbrella and you save yourself from the rain. There is a good habit, but here the negative reinforcement will be the rain, but carrying the umbrella will be your reinforcement. Next slide. Here is the characteristic of operant conditioning. The characters. It is mentioned that this theory is based on the result. No matter, it doesn't emphasize on the activity. Activity can be anything. For example, among the girls, shampoo is part of, it's a good habit. You know, you don't use regularly, but on an interval you use. It is a good habit. But using a conditioner is part of conditioning your hair. So using the conditioner is your reinforcement. In order to make your hair silky smooth, you use conditioner. That is part of your conditioning. And if you get that habit, it becomes your reinforcement. So here it says that the operant conditioning, according to Skinner, it is based totally on the result. It doesn't matter what the hesitation and by using positive reinforcement. Yes. Whether a child is shy, if your student is shy, if your student is hesitate to speak up in the class, you need to use positive reinforcement. When I say positive reinforcement, it is all about motivating that particular child in your own way, in your own method. The theory considers motivation necessary in place of stimulus. When I say stimulus, it is part of response to your stimulus. Reinforcement to the stimulus is related to the Pavlov's classical conditioning. So, according to the Skinner, motivation is necessary in place of stimulus. Responding just to the stimulus is not necessary. What is necessary is you respond to your the consequences. After the consequences, result is importance to active responding of the students for their success. The operating conditioning theory enables teachers to receive feedback from learners so that they can acknowledge whether their teaching methods are effective or not. One of the most important things, this type of so-called the operant conditioning can be used by the teacher as a part of evaluating their children, their students. Why? Because while learning if a teacher is able to understand, if a teacher is able to understand the learning habits or the behavior of the student, then he or she can teach. He can develop his own way of teaching method. In that way, it affects the learning more prominently. So, thank you.
First of all, we can induce in the classroom for a good performance of a particular student. We can induce claps and applause. Even in our class also, whenever, as an example, now also, when someone have given some kind of particular performances as an encouragement, claps are being given. So that motivation can be done to both the particular good students. They can inculcate that since the particular clap is being given to the good performer, I need to perform next time. Regarding that, this can be used as a strategy for a scenario inside the classroom. And again, in the primary level, I have seen most of in Manipur, in most of the schools in Manipur, I have seen so many like they used to paste stickers, golden stickers to the primary level students regarding their performances. If they have written so nicely, then teacher used to paste to those students. Even in my nephew, I have seen all those things. And next time, by pasting all those stars, the level will be increased like that. In that particular strategy for both good and weak students too. Weak students, what they will think is, I need to get these particular stars because these different stars specify each level of their improvement. So I need to get all those stars like that. And even for good students also, regarding this, they can improve more and more. And again, assigning rotational class representative, like every week, if one student has performed better, then next time, every for every week they can assign a class representative to a particular student by evaluating their performances. Next. And again, whatever they have joined any kind of competition regarding arts or sports, academic competition or something, if they have got the certificates or anything, if they have got the particular prizes, then in class notice board they can paste their photos or their names. According to that, the student will get encouragement by seeing all those pasting in the photos. I need to be in that particular board. I need my name. I need to stick my name in there. So those particular students will have some kind of feeling inside that one. So they will try to improve more and more, and there will be an effective learning. And again, this is the most, I think, this is the most important one, I guess. After the post-COVID-19, smartphones have become so much of addictions among the, not only in the child, everyone. Everybody have been in, like, it's kind of habit they have become. And again, as a positive reinforcement, what we can do is the effective learning, effective using of the particular smartphones can be done by the help of the teacher.
Does not recognize the theory as exclude the discussion about amendment and does not take it into any consideration at all. Marwina, Sidan the behavior of the Masag internal mind and another when I come with a music later. Sig individual differentiation set come on a kind of taxpayer reward Yuzina Karibunum and say you won't die with people who put the other issue with the question that arises from the Skinner operatory influence. The question for the moment, theory is a question for the Karibumba, a psychic behavior, frame Tabatariba, to the Sibu Sendoka, the review as a role model or the Vatar, the Naka committee, like the Vatar Gazigrama, Makaki behavior, the nervous Sendoka, the hybrid controller, the question that would criticism of any issue of the other. The also operational condition failed to resume in a kind of canvas, you must say some Pusi come not literally over get campus like psychologically to Manda, cognitive function, the Sigi, Magifector, Miamco like that, high factors in a Sigi, the Skinner theory is the King considered of the number of kind of Sigas of criticism of Capsula. Although I cannot limitation and a mutamda, high river, a process in a spender is emotion thought action of the Simiam, the behavior of Pandu behavior of the explained. Although if targeting Mahayamana, reward from the Mapan from the behavior, Pazana Ulaga massage, Kai, discipline, and Kokaram, the targeting high theory as a whole limitation of the and this was a high river theory as a Maruina. Sada Hagadi, Sama section experiment of one more kind of Samadi, you will give a personality. So what Kinabam labor, you with the emotional and personality, in higher Sada Panto experiment, as a mule with the mother from the Assassination and the over in higher of what limitation of the question. Also, with the operator reinforcement system. Equally, most of the controller Aduna frames a Lakana Sigimon, the tax on a peer can reward period, tax on a period, reward, I want a period, soon to the not. Among the curiosity, I do a hen, but no less can explode over the Apamado, but do the limitation of a peer to make sensible. High river criticism of the limitation as a Mayamco labor, Skinner theory is that it is still one of the most important and most applicable learning.
William Fritz Piaget was born on 9 August 1896 in Neuchâtel, Switzerland, and he died in the year 9. He received his doctorate in natural sciences, so he managed to pass as well. Jean-William Piaget developed a theory which is known as cognitive development theory, which is also known as developmental stage theory. And his theory was included in his paper, The Psychology of Intelligence, 1963, and in 1919, he had an opportunity to work in the B.Ed laboratory. B.Ed is the person who first developed the practical IQ test, so he had the opportunity to explore the psychology. He began to realize his interest in psychology, which led him to the development of his theory as well. Jean-William Fritz Piaget hold many honorary degrees, including from the University of Brussels, Brazil, and then Sorbonne, Harvard as well. And in order to understand the cognitive development theory of Piaget, we have to have a basic concept of 4 ideas, that is schema, assimilation, accommodation, and equilibration. I will begin my explanation with schema, which is a building block of knowledge. Schema is a pre-existing knowledge which we once had prior. A child acquire schema in its very early stage. Like in our example, boy has conceived the schema of a cat, that a cat has a full leg with a tail, has a mustache, and the cat mews. So he develops her schema in the early stage. And second stage, when he sees a cub, he tries to fit the characteristic of a cat with a cub and try to say that the cub is a cat. So his sister comes and taught him that it is not a cub but a cat. There he accommodates a new information. Accommodation is the creation or the modification of the pre-existing schema. There he develops accommodation. He accommodates a new idea in the last stage. So he is well accommodated to the situation, equilibration. The balance between the assimilation and accommodation is equilibration, while if there is imbalance between the assimilation and accommodation, there occurs disequilibration. So in his cognitive development, Piaget gives 4 stages, which is sensory, motor, operational, concrete operational, and permanent operational, which will be explained by my friends. Thank you.
In the child so intense that this stage is further divided into 6 sub-stages. Next. So, coming to the first sub-stage, which is the simple reflexes, which starts from birth till the infant turns 6 weeks. And new schemes. The baby will discover pleasurable actions around their bodies, in the form of repeating actions. For example, the baby might repeat the action of sucking their thumb. Coming to the third substage, which is the secondary circular reaction phase, which lasts for 4 to 8 months. Here, more skilled at grasping and manipulating the objects. And the fourth substage is the coordination of secondary circular reactions, which is from 4 to 8 months.
Then it occurs pre-operational stage occurs between the years 2 to 7. Then example, the pre-operational stages such as example the pre-operational stage the period mama mana block se adi block se mama na sembi do ne block se myam tor kai sen ga hakan da moi de thok ni kai no accommodation da only rectangle block form to ngam ni others form either sigi block na same do se kai se ga hakan da houses even robots kuma sa se myam thok pe ai ko adu magi sigi pre-operational stage di sigi kano je only magi estimation ka to na ato pa sabang am de hai si other example the pre-operational stage the PBM se kayam na sigi angang se sa je ayam na mo je sabot o bayam sa ko sigi stage the one semantic phase hai ko kai na ka la se hadi sigi room je sumchit je mana depict to je kai hai depict hai na force je depict to je ar ma sa gi in self as
Between the year of 7 to 11 years, during this stage, the child develops characteristics like reversibility, conservation, classification, reading, and decentration, and elimination of egocentrism is also occurred during this stage. And one example. During this stage, before this stage, child do not understand the volume and quantity of the water, but during this stage, even the container is different, the child can understand the quantity and volume of the water. Thank you.
Question extra. I will illustrate using examples. This is an example of the logical reasoning. Here we take two premises. The first premise, let's say all the objects are legal. Then in the second premise, let's say all mammals have kidneys, and we can deduce that all dolphins have kidneys. This kind of capability is achieved during this case. I'll give another example. Next slide. Sigi stage na yung stage ko ang magi sigi mawang stage computer operation stage tadi sigi magi stage itu umat mai computer ba kui nung mai muti sai nung structure isla unga meba sigi stage ta agadi kuina stage kan manga prashit ko ngun thamoi phawung da samna di effect pero effect kan nang ma freedom mo justice mo liberty mo se si phawung mo justice stage ko duga chego ako sigi adolescent ko sen jama sin ta hajra ko sigi shuna deu koji abang dong kan saya paham tu macam mi na tu mi na tak kena tu lagi next part baru kerja
fully ba magi neighbors magi family magi friend magi odagi matu ina mai cognitive development su kenar kan hai aha pada hai teachers should develop a better understanding of their students thinking Ariani su badana teachers facilitators should understand the characteristics of a cognitive development Ozama already Ozama na chhatra dugi magi level gi matu ina magi cognitive development to characteristics to khanga da bani hai habali apai aha pada the four stages of the cognitive development hai na kya chena puthokhi pada adugi matu ina ozana su adugi characteristics to khanga ga matu ina mai anga se four stages to follow to ra ta ka da bani hai adagi matu ta bada mana conservation of the constituent skills hai anga se magi logical thinking se अखोइना कंजर्वेशन तौगदबा हाइदि माइ लॉजिकल थिंकिंग से अहाबदा माना अखोइना सा एग्जांपल पिबदा माना केट का कप का की खनबा पिगी तो अदु माना कंजर्वेशन माना केट ने खनबदा माना कंजर्वेशन सम तौरपदि माना कप हाइदि केट खुदिमा लोइमा होइगनि हाबले ते कप फाइनेंशियल लाइक अदिकी केट हाइदि किटन अदिकी मागी bear gumbagi bear gi mata gumbasi gumbagi khenaba se mo na khana adai matam damana haina visualization and reflective awareness hai sila oda sila globe se pi apoi adum angai kan da koi na globe se ubuda koi no adum awareness hai visualization or ga globe se bus mai tau bra haina koi na isada awareness ama pole habadi apoi katangna prithvi ji laiba malame adu ita bu globe se gi yenga pada koi different continents different landmarks different oceans adi magi globe se da gi kan da koi na artist mai tawe artist land forms water forms adigi air forms ram lai have akoi sigi game gana khange adigi koina anga se koina development of thinking and language se koina language sigi na ba sumatunge le akoina class 1 si na ba language
change to ba te khan ba me ba koina adigi ni cognitive development ki matang lai research ka just encourage tawe ba aduga people enable to get a better understanding of the sense and thinking process angangi step ki matungina thinking process la ko se hisu ko koi sigi theory ki matungina sigi angang na sahi si tudani ma se mind khali haibagi kano step se sigi theory na pi si theory se ke haiba me ba aduga angangi kano se khangawani na thinking process se khangawani na special program in bada instruction karamba curriculum hapani karamba syllabus hapani habisi sigi theories na enhance tawaleba aduga this theories promote a deeper understanding of children particularly in the field of education communication has been facilitated due to this theory of cognitive development akoina anganga akoiga gi angangi wall siga ahangi wall ga gi communication de sigi this theories na facilitate to
Group 1 of the seminar, and our topic is presentation on Gardner's multiple intelligence and its uses in classroom. But before that, I would like to thank Sir Surendra for giving us the opportunity to expose ourselves to such an occasion. Our theory is Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Gardner introduced his theory of multiple intelligence in his book Friends of Minds in 1983. Before that, intelligence was measured only in terms of intellectual capacity, and Howard Gardner thinks that it was very much inadequate to confine or to define someone's intelligence only in terms of intellectual capacity. So in his book, Pen for Mind, Howard Gardner introduced different types of intelligence. So he defines intelligence as biopsychological potential to process information that can be activated in a cultural setting to solve problems or create products that are of value in culture. This seems a bit complicated for laymen to understand. So how can we define this in simple words? So he defines intelligence as biopsychological potential. Here he says that potential, he defines intelligence as potential to process information. How this is connected with learning, because process information, it means learning, and activated in cultural setting. Cultural setting means society, social setting, and products that are valued in a culture. So what he means is intelligence is related to learning, so that we can apply it in social setting. So in this way, it's related to education. Then biological means his mental development, level of mental development, and psychological means his thinking and behavior. So in short, Howard Gardner defines that intelligence can be considered as a potential, various potential, which the teacher can use to enable or to aid in processing information, that is learning. So here is Howard Gardner. So he believed that conventional concept of intelligence was too narrow and restrictive, and that measure of IQ often miss out other intelligence, mathematical, spatial, linguistic, bodily, kinesthetic, musical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and this existential and naturalistic were added afterwards.
Good morning everyone, my name is Laisam Lily, and multiple intelligence, that is urban linguistic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, and musical intelligence. The first one is, an individual can possess one or so among this is it is the ability of an individual to written and spoken form. These are the people who are sensitive to spoken and written language. They enjoy reading and writing. They are able to learn languages and use words well. They can effectively use language to express self. Particularly, they can remember written and spoken information. Some of their career choices may be writer, lawyer, teacher, and orator, etc. Second one is logical mathematical intelligence, that is number or reasoning smart. It is the ability to analyze problem situations, identify scientific research, and solve mathematical or logical problems. These people enjoy mathematics and science. They are good at reasoning and recognizing patterns. Some of their career choices may be scientist, mathematician, accountant, and engineer, etc. And the third one is musical intelligence, that is music rhythm smart. It is the ability to perceive, distinguish, transform, and express sound in musical form. It allows people to create, communicate, and understand meaning through music. So some of their potential career choices may be music composer.
Fourth type of intelligence है bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Body smart, heavy body movement, adagi hay singba, hay tare ba, aduga active hoy ba. Actually, this type of intelligence, a person who has this kind of intelligence has the capacity to control one's body movement and can handle skills and handle things skillfully. So, thakak tokthoraba matamda kadawge da moje mapun masati yamna sinni ko. Tokthoraba da yema nungai ma juda. Aduna learning to matamda so moi they learn by doing rather than visual or audio.
My topic will be dealing about the last third
intelligence, that is intrapersonal intelligence, naturalist intelligence, and the last is existential intelligence. The word, the meaning of this intrapersonal here itself says that intra means within the mind itself. So here, the people with these skills can understand oneself. They deal only within themselves. That is mainly on emotions and feelings. Their creativity and their imaginative levels are very special within themselves. So the people for these things, the career choices are philosophers, writers, theorists, and scientists. They have the excellence in self-awareness as well. And the next one. The next one is naturalistic intelligence. Here, these people are very sensitive towards the natures and environment and surroundings. They are intrigued with the natures, that is, with the animals, with the clouds, natures, animals, and environment and all the surroundings within itself. So those people, they are interested in going outdoors and they enjoy with doing lots of activities and hiking, fishing, and etc. So their potential career choices are archaeologists, farmers, biologists, geologists, and so on. And for the last intelligence, we call it as spiritual intelligence or existential intelligence. These people want to know about the existence of the humankind and want to know about the meaning of life. They exist. Why are we here and why planet exists? These are the connection between the existence and the spirituality. So, the career potential choices are philosophers, theologians, astrologers, spiritual healers, and so on. That would be my topic. Thank you.
So, maybe topic say educational implications of the theory ko first, I say teaching should encompass a broader range of talents and skills. Teaching should be done in such a way that it supports all kinds of intelligences. I will be intelligence makal mayama akwai friends in high level na intelligence to pulap yauna ta ka do ni abai intelligence ta kuma ta aduga mathanda multiple intelligence classrooms it offers a holistic, integrated, stimulating, multimodal, and cooperative learning environment for all the children. See, the holistic and integrated and as the higher Japanese dimensions could be intelligence or dimensions or aspects of intelligence. So, down the top of the yoga. But at least stimulating, exhilarating environment and the cooperative learning environment for all the children. Have the multiple intelligence classroom amada magi children in the cooperate moi amaga collaborative learning chance mo piyo ba adu duna moi jemi kamaina loina gani sa interpersonal intelligence ka use de la ka dinga sini adu interpersonal mi kamaina na kani ha moi intrapersonal as well as interpersonal intelligence
intrapersonal la kuma tam da di inter ha ga di mayam la to ni intra ha na self la to ni ba na isha ge wo khan da ba samna ai nga sa yu ta gi like pa ge exam ku shale kui tre khotre na khala ga matam sum mangal le do yam yaro ga gi ma sana da na ma ga taw sum lai chu ko do adu hore tumam dai matam aswaji ni mi chi ka mai lo gi no ba ajik november yok shale na tra andak sahi da kem tok do me am yoram do ne ba si kai no intrapersonal skill asahim lo ge ka mai to no ga mathang sahi di ba taw ro ge ka se these are all intrapersonal self retrospect of the see linguistic ta di akoi pai di top example di akoi sa spendra de sa ngang ba akoi ki event la ko ko tam na ngang ko adagi akoi sob na tra akoi ki cbds na ekta sa na ngang ba garang ka sudum hai ni ko aduna linguistic la te ni si na ko bodily kinesthetic te akoi class te yam hoba example your victor ka chakra victor so aduna bodily kinesthetic la ko tam haksang gi am khan ba ko ba game and sports thawai yaw ko ba siguma am si lai ko aduga existential is sardi class something you get existential se apoi ki philosophy ka kitang mari le ne lord ka to existential je to doi je kai na ka question hang bodi thabo ne samna ha da sum mayam da khanari ko je hang do si style je kai no kan hang do si mo da si style ne kun si ni ka ai siram dai si ma to bali ne si no ka 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 si ni chang mo je life and death ki marang ko panda ko question da da ki no ba sarnaga hai ki bado koi kai to ke ham tam da koi ki ishwar loi pitho u kan sarni speech am pi gim ne samna da koi ki ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯨꯟꯁꯤꯗ ꯋꯥꯔꯦ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁꯣꯏꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯥꯟꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯃꯤꯑꯣꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯂꯥꯟꯅ ꯉꯝꯕꯗꯤ everybody is bound to make mistakes in life ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯣꯏꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯤꯟ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯣ ꯅꯣꯡꯃ ꯁꯥꯔ ꯁꯨꯔꯦꯟꯗ꯭ꯔꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯈꯤꯕꯗꯣ ꯏꯁꯣꯔꯗ ꯄꯤꯊꯣꯛꯎ ꯏꯁꯣꯔꯗ ꯄꯤꯊꯣꯛꯑꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯤꯊꯣꯛꯑꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯤꯒ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ existentialꯅꯦꯕ spiritually.
My name is Emkhum Shiza, representing Group 4, and our topic is Carl Rogers theory and application in the classroom.
Louder.
Carl Rogers, born in 1902, he is considered to be one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century. He was a pioneering figure in humanistic psychology, and one of his most important contributions in the field of psychology is client psychotherapy. He is also considered to be the father of research in psychotherapy and was also nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. So these are the subtopics that we are going to be discussing in our presentation today. I'll be giving a brief introduction about the humanistic approach and also talking about personality development according to Carl Rogers. So the humanistic approach rose to prominence in mid-20th century, and it was a response to behaviorism and psychoanalysis. So we can tell from the term itself, humanistic approach, that human being occupies a central place. So human-centric approach and the humanism from the term itself we can understand. The humanists make use of terms like creativity, belongingness, self-development, coexistence, and mental health. And humanists believe that we have focus believe that humans are unique and they should be treated as such. Learning itself happens, so every individual and they are unique habitat, humanism belief. So focus human potential. They focus on human potential and also emphasizes that inherent drive, inherent drive towards self-actualization and creativity. And so, the positive environment positive environment filled with genuineness, empathy, acceptance filled with environment me fully growth fully influence childhood how our parents treated us during our childhood is influence self-worth, self-esteem me high self-esteem level they are very open to challenges because consider setbacks to disappointment, failure, any sort of obstacles that disappointment has is a part of human experience and accept the they are very open to challenges, they are also likely to achieve their ambitions, they are likely to achieve their goals. Low self-worth, low self-esteem, me disappointment fear of failure challenges obstacles face the world personality wise very guarded way very defensive way. So positive regard according to the Carl Rogers positive regard having the best image of the positive regard. Positive regard positive regard from other people, maybe from the parents, relatives, positive regard respected, treated with affection and love. Feelings of it has to do with how other people evaluate and judge us in social interactions. Next up, just remember, son, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, unless you want it is love. But it's the young woman that announce the past of visa, I did announce the Kayumba Namataragasu, Namataragasu, a past and highest money motivation of Pibiri never answered. Though positive regard to the first the unconditional positive regard. Unconditional positive regard to the unconditional positive regard is where parents accept and love the child for what he or she is. Positive regard is not withdrawn if the person does something wrong or make a mistake. See, that is the parents or for except the people who parents na magi for what he or she is. And announce na kay example when harapata announce na kay magi exam say okay
marks yam neem the lap ganda pass the gata and nang marks yam the khandi mahut the sai e kasu kai de su yam khazana tawri sibu nang handak soi rasu mathang da mu khazana hotnaraga khazana tawraga loire haina positive lon da oina motivation to bibudo adumaina hadi angang da mark neem the lap tar su mapa du accept to bi ni da adumaina aduduna ngasagi unconditional love ko laigadoine and next condition positive regard dong yingase condition positive regard sidana conditional positive regard is where positive regard praise and approval depend that the parent thinks correct haibadi ngasagi parents na angang sida haigadoine ba nangada exam sida marks kai gumba yamna highly secure oraga first ta bataragadi nangse aina nangi apamba photo hadi example mana pamba gari boiro leibini haraga adumaina angang sida kano tore hairko adu hartu da angang sina ngasagi exam sida first ta ena khalazeba adu kana mapa ngasai hairko dina madi ngasagi mana pini habu poche mapa na lega pini doine ko piba matam sida kai doge hakanda angang sina khanga doine ba mana ngasagi phamniba adi prize reward se ma deserve to win habadi mapa na hairko ma ngasagi mi sina mana pa siga mana khalli baduga mana ratba mismatch ta ko matam da ngasagi mi se ngasagi turned in congress or kabine ba hadi as an example ngasagi criminal the peer ke ba criminal hai se ma masana oijaning na oibana te ba example magi example happen kanda ngasagi mi se ma relative se na ga leire ma se peshagi means amata lai train khala se ba adu kanda ma se magi pasha pugam di thira kani ba pasha pugam di thiga pura ta ba matam da ma se means amadi puthor kani ba adi operation pu taw dore ha de put adi yani yam serious ona lai bri na ma se kani mani na ma thira kani ba ko means amadi adu thira ko matam ma se phang ta ba gi ha ore na khala se ko adu da gadi mana adi mana thoina tawning da tawbadi da ti da ko adu mana khalli du ga mana oheningi du ga sanar ta bagi adu da incongress and criminal in single level and next convincing is self worth self image and idol self ngasagi ko na si sina ngasagi ni sina mana khalli du ga mana oheningi du ga adi pulak pachana ama kata ko idu do adu idu ne example student da piya ke hadi hadagi exam se akoi mark se dum khan me amani ko adi position ga thoke kai na khan do adu adi example se position thok tor bani na thoke khan me hadi like se am kana pa bam chang dine and next da ga hani phali se like am kan pa chang ni adagi koi material thi go khat pa ma chang ni adu ga ga ni sai gi exam se da yaw first to like the college adu da ri magi congress oigadone madi mana pambuduga adi oithora iduga mana ning iduga pulap chap mana gibudo adu da congress oigadone so
last point is the uniqueness of each individual life the mi khudimak se akoina tongan different ideas and different koi hek ponglapadagi according to the Carl Roger from the birth ponglapadagi akoina tongning ba mayam se masa matha naturally akoi tendency ama lairaganda thole adu si tholei ba project se akoina masagi innate or positive drive hai kari himtang da masagi development of our quality and the potential to do something or capable we have koi individual ama bum na dai dise koina tungda koi si oiningi aduga si oiningi hai ko myam se masana dum laksaba koi naturally process oiba da sidai da koina kari gumba ahiba ma pira kanda koina tam se koina block haina season na haiba kari gumba block se athing baje koina pi taragadi masagi keno sina mana mapung phana potential laiba myam ji do thingjalabani na mai development quality da sogle ade development quality is a very important for a human being afaba good human being ama work and society da samaj samana puthokadaba khalakadaba tokadaba myam ji do hai basi
hamda open to experience isuba mana fully functioning person the open to experience halika ma such type person is open to both positive and negative emotions. That is positive emotion and negative emotion. But consider the way negative have negative component. Negative say mana kamaian deal the way because aduba my characteristic. Next existential living. He accepts and lives with different experience as they operate life. He avoids prejudgment and preconceptions. He is able to live and fully appreciate the present. He does not stuck with the past nor worry about the future. He lives in the moment. This is like my moment, the present. There is a marking here. I live past the ma awam the ma stuck already the my walk. My future is young guy and I'm considered the my characteristic like next trust feeling. The ma has a say sana ko. The man luxury decision. Since the man you see assume and man lowi the key man luxury decision there. Magi the mafudi magi could see you about Afuba decision and however. So he very trust your feeling high as a little tool and pilot. I will have the next magic creativity. Lixuma Mahagini is a creative young boy, magic walk. Such person has creative thinking and bricks young books in the Maya town in Banda. My research he has the ability to change and adjust and seek new experience. New experience time with the option by that. I don't know what you mean. And fulfill life. Fulfill life with my own Magi leisure bakra. Magi enjoy Magi leisure bakra to Magi life to enjoy the free. He is happy and satisfied with his life. He always looks forward to new challenges and experience. Smile Sigi Carolina Hariba, future credit, Yawa Tiamba, Muising Sida, society that I am Magi. High achievers in the society will live. This is
how we see the students' activity in the classroom. They are not idle. We see Hamaga, don't target, nothing we see actively Yaurga. I find I can the family, I don't land with them Pamalay, not the lobby. For other TV classroom applications, or at my over, most actively involved or uneven. Every day, me and Gopalabo, Posana Gopalabunga, and mind of Toriko. Next, the learning to command of having the Apodi personal Obama, social Obama, the Vidi Tabator, the command of having my child, and the Kangani, what they did me and to command Tangi in the room Kangani, come in and river, Mutada, Plafun, and I live among my Samanung the key. My Amdo Napoli, Matanga like the varied teaching methods for varied learning experiences. As I had in a starter Sindu, Masama minimum near the Moon, Kango Sindu Amamuna, Kanakadunina, Anna, I do Kanakumatam the D. Me was a man a tie, but we am a cut the target D. We am a cut the learned of Gipola, I don't have these harder a number D, Kanga River. Not a Sata Kara, Yama Kangaru, Sata Karamana, the Kangaroo, Yam the blind is Alaniva, and the teaching method in Makan Sujinaraga, Sata Singuna learned over the Makan ways to learn the and it also puts the knowledge in a new way of looking at it. Next, the teacher should understand themselves as a teaching aid. Knowledge people mean in a teaching aid and the widely Maraka Chalaga Yara Kaiwali or a Pasum Yangan, mind out and teaching it over.
New concept. In fact, it is very as old concept. For instance, there is the Dona Tribute Bishi for what we have to learn before we can do, we learn by doing them. Coming back to Carl Rogers, he distinguished types of learning in students. The first one is cognitive learning, as we can see on the far left side of the screen. Satra Amana, like according to Carl Rogers, there is an insignificant form of learning. Habiti, Paraga, Kangaga, memory the Yarga Dumsakibado. There is cognitive learning, and the other one is experiential learning. So the predeterminant mention fixed over the Monga Labors. Habiti, utilize the way of among the Tambu neighbor. There is the significant form of learning. How experiential learning forms is that the learners never external environment internal experiences correlate mind the reaction correlate experiential learning rich educational environment like say Tamani na la matung sida mga provide facilities may am adequate legadabani. And the educator should only serve as a facilitator, and he should know when to back off. Habidi hayragadi kitang sa matung halaga satra masada experience to hanggadabani ba. And makatar pada education should be provided to the students according to their innate faculties as well, and the teaching learning process, aspirations and expectations. Duga makatar pada last point say ideal self key concept ama satra pudimaka form tawnabagi mongda teacher na encourage tawgadabani habidi nang sigi level sibuk yawnaba progress taw aduga congress ki points ta hajarge congress amasu puraknaba honagadabani self actualization laba matungda. And here we can see the references we used together on
emphasize to is social interactions has to play an important role by cognitive development. Healthy individual in healthy society, healthy individual mentally, physically, spiritually, society apply limitations grouping idea share grouping opinion for example the infrastructure problem India's infrastructure problem suda yaudadi poto kitang lotion kitang wai ko aduga amu matam ya ira change samna have example of haizarage ngasi ppt sebazda de matam ya ira change ba aduga ira change aduga hadi ni ama individual ki opinion perspective to loi tongalida at the time consuming de athina chatleba grouping da aduga next sida higher question there Vygotsky theory application inside the classroom se sigi matang dai samlappa conclusion di mong da haijage ado akhoi loina khang adum ayam baloi khangnare ko haidi Vygotsky believed that a child learns more efficient in a social environment mayam na adum khangnar ba wafam ne basige ada sigi classroom sida kamai tau ke haira kanda oza sina oida duishe ma se involve facilitators ne ma oida duishe aduga the student asmai tau bigadaba adagi atopa mana implementing playful activities sidana kamai tau ke haira kanda kamai tau budino haira kanda akhoi loi khange ba angang se moi se fun pa me ba haidi outside the classroom and also sometimes inside the classroom moi se nungai ba siam pa me ba aduna oza sina lai tapo matam da angang na nungai ga ba mo ga tapi ra gadi angang se hena involve tong ning bodo activities into the involve tong ning da helakani ba angang sing se ana moi activity da involve ta hora gadi kona haingai moi da
So this is the last group. We have the Vygotsky and his social cultural theory of cognitive development. Vygotsky is a Russian psychologist. He was born in 1896 and he died at the age of 37 due to tuberculosis. Then he developed the theory of cognitive development, also known as the social cultural theory of cognitive development in the early 20th century. His work began when he was studying learning and development to improve his own teaching. Vygotsky's main idea, or say the main goal, is to create a new and comprehensive approach to human psychological approach. His ideas about the language, culture, and cognitive development have influence in today's psychology and education. Knowledge is an active meaning-making process. Then the second is learners' social and cultural background has a significant impact on learners' ideas. The third is learners construct their knowledge through interaction, perception, and experience. Let me shorten it up. His theory is mainly focuses on the change in behavior of the learners as he gets matured from his infant, then childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. Then the social cultural theory that can be applied to classroom includes zone of proximal development, then scaffolding,
then observational learning and modeling. We also have the principles of Vygotsky theory.
So my famous magi quote ko what child can do today with assistance, she will be able to do by herself tomorrow. How do you know how to do mas angang sila hindi ako na takot na ba angang sila masama tunda on taragati one day mag picture at mas khazana to nga makani remember to kani have seen mag what on to ni next topic. Next magi Vygotsky social cultural theory is the highest kay na matanda. First magi learning say agi social nature hai tare ko magi kamai to matanda mutually magi knowledge ki mutually build agani alo constructive agani habani. Next magi co-construction knowledge with the peer group bagi magi research in ziga or whatever. Next magi role of culture is the magi language the next lakya the magi culture is the magi only not just in the classroom but outside the classroom. For example, family, neighbor, my peers, teachers, my society, next, magi step one is self-regulation. Self-regulation magi Vygotsky theory is the magi any sign, any words ability to fix the word magi any word masama without help from other. This is self-regulation.